What did Liu Yuning just say that made the entire entertainment industry stop breathing? The Weibo Night Awards ceremony, typically a celebration of China's brightest stars, transformed into an unprecedented moment of collective grief when Best Actor winner Liu Yuning took the stage and delivered words that would shatter hearts across the nation. In a shocking turn of events that nobody saw coming, the acclaimed actor used his acceptance speech not to celebrate his own achievement, but to bid a final, devastating farewell to his colleague Yu Menglong, who tragically passed away just last September. The atmosphere shifted from jubilation to mourning in mere seconds, and what happened next left even the most seasoned industry veterans struggling to maintain their composure. Why was Zhao Lusi openly weeping in front of millions of viewers, and what does Yu Menglong's posthumous victory really mean for Chinese entertainment? The cameras captured everything. The moment Liu Yuning's voice cracked, the instant Zhao Lusi's tears began streaming down her face, and the collective gasp that rippled through the audience when they realized they were witnessing something far more profound than a typical award ceremony. This wasn't just about trophies or recognition anymore. This was about loss, legacy, and the brutal reality that talent and success cannot protect anyone from mortality. Yu Menglong, whose name was called as a winner despite his absence from this world, had achieved what seemed impossible. Winning recognition after death, cementing his place in history even as his physical presence was mourned. Could this be the most controversial awards moment in Chinese entertainment history? And why are fans demanding answers about what really happened that September night? As Liu Yuning stood at that podium, his words echoing through the stunned venue, he wasn't just speaking to the audience in attendance. He was speaking to every person who had ever loved Yu Menglong's work, every fan who refused to believe the news of his passing, and every industry insider who knew the truth behind the tragedy but remained silent. The questions are mounting. Why did Liu Yuning choose this specific moment to say goodbye? What was the relationship between these two actors that made this farewell so deeply personal? And most disturbingly, what really happened to Yu Menglong in September that led to his untimely death? The answers are more complicated and heartbreaking than anyone could have imagined. The Weibo Night Awards ceremony began like any other glittering entertainment spectacle. Red carpets unfurled beneath the feet of China's most beloved celebrities, camera flashes illuminated designer gowns and tailored suits, and the air buzzed with anticipation about who would take home the evening's most coveted prizes. Fans lined the barriers, screaming names and waving light sticks, their excitement palpable in the cool evening air. Inside the venue, elaborate stage designs and cutting-edge technology promised a show that would dominate social media for days to come. Nobody, not the organizers, not the attendees, not even the most devoted fans watching from home, could have predicted that this night would become a watershed moment in Chinese entertainment, a before and after marker that would forever change how the industry processed grief and celebrated legacy. Liu Yuning arrived at the event as one of the evening's most anticipated nominees. His performance in recent productions had garnered critical acclaim and massive public support, making him a frontrunner for the Best Actor category. Dressed impeccably and wearing his trademark composed expression, he moved through the pre-ceremony festivities with professional grace, stopping for photographs and brief interviews. To the casual observer, he seemed like any other nominee, confident, grateful for the recognition, and appropriately humble about his chances. But those who knew him well, those who worked closely with him on various projects, could detect something different in his demeanor that night. There was a heaviness behind his eyes, a slight tension in his smile, and a quality to his presence that suggested he was carrying an enormous weight that nobody else could see. The category for Best Actor was one of the evening's major announcements, scheduled for the latter portion of the ceremony to maintain suspense and viewership. As the presenters took the stage to announce the nominees, a montage played on the massive screens, showcasing clips from each actor's nominated work. The audience applauded politely for each name called, showing the expected respect and appreciation for all the talent represented. When Liu Yuning's name echoed through the venue, the applause intensified, reflecting his popularity and the genuine admiration his colleagues held for his craft. He acknowledged the recognition with a subtle nod, his hands folded calmly in his lap, giving no indication of the emotional storm that would soon be unleashed. The envelope opened. The presenters exchanged glances at the card inside, their professional smiles faltering for just a fraction of a second, a micro-expression that would later be analyzed frame by eagle-eyed netizens. They announced Liu Yuning as the winner, and the venue erupted in applause and cheers. He rose from his seat, embraced those seated near him, and made his way to the stage with measured steps. The walk seemed to take forever, each footfall carrying him closer to a moment that would define his career in ways that had nothing to do with the award itself. As he reached the podium and accepted the trophy, the audience settled into expectant silence, ready for the standard acceptance speech. Gratitude to the production team, thanks to family and fans, perhaps a humble acknowledgement of fellow nominees. But Liu Yuning didn't deliver a standard speech. Instead, after a long pause that stretched uncomfortably into the silence, he began speaking about Yu Menglong. The name alone caused a visible ripple through the audience. Yu Menglong, the talented actor whose sudden death in September had sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry, whose funeral had been attended by hundreds of grieving colleagues and thousands of devastated fans, whose loss still felt raw and incomprehensible even months later. Liu Yuning's voice, usually so controlled and melodious in his performances, carried a roughness that betrayed the emotion he was fighting to contain. He spoke about their friendship, about their shared experiences in the industry, about the dreams and aspirations Yu Menglong had confided in him during late-night conversations that nobody else would ever hear. The cameras found Zhao Lusi in the audience, and what they captured became instantly iconic and infinitely heartbreaking. Her face, usually so radiant and expressive in her performances, had crumpled into an expression of pure anguish. Tears streamed down her cheeks, unmindful of makeup or public image, just raw, unfiltered grief made visible for everyone to witness. She wasn't alone in her emotional response. Throughout the venue, other actors and industry professionals were openly weeping, dabbing at their eyes with tissues, or sitting frozen in their seats with expressions of stunned sorrow. The contrast between the glittering celebration happening just moments before and this collective mourning was jarring, uncomfortable, and undeniably real. What made Zhao Lusi's tears even more significant was the revelation that came next in Liu Yuning's speech. Yu Menglong, despite his absence from the world of the living, had also won an award that night. A posthumous recognition for his final performance, a role he had poured his heart and soul into completing even as unknown to most people at the time, he was battling the circumstances that would ultimately lead to his death. The announcement of Yu Menglong's win, delivered by Liu Yuning in a voice that threatened to break entirely, transformed the ceremony from a celebration of achievement into something far more profound. A memorial service disguised as an awards show, a moment of collective remembrance forced into a context of celebration and competition. The speech continued, and with each word, Liu Yuning seemed to be both honoring his friend and confronting his own grief publicly. He spoke about the last conversation they had shared, about Yu Menglong's passion for his craft and his kindness toward everyone he worked with, about the gaping hole his absence had left in the industry and in the lives of those who knew him personally. There was no dramatic crescendo, no theatrical performance of grief designed for maximum impact. Instead, there was something far more powerful. Genuine, unvarnished emotion from a man who was using his moment in the spotlight to ensure his friend would not be forgotten, that this posthumous award would mean something beyond a name on a plaque. The audience's response was unlike anything typically seen at entertainment awards ceremonies. There was applause, yes, but it was different from the enthusiastic celebration that had greeted other winners throughout the evening. This applause was slower, more measured, tinged with sorrow and respect rather than excitement. Some people weren't applauding at all. They were simply sitting in silence, processing what they were witnessing, trying to reconcile the contradictory emotions of celebration and mourning that had been forced to occupy the same space. Social media erupted immediately, with clips of the speech going viral within minutes, hashtags trending worldwide, and millions of people sharing their own grief and memories of Yu Menglong's work and impact. The controversy that erupted in the wake of this moment was immediate and multifaceted. Some praised Liu Yuning for his courage in using his platform to honor his deceased friend, calling it a beautiful tribute and a powerful statement about the importance of remembering those we've lost. Others criticized the move as inappropriate for an awards ceremony, arguing that such personal grief had no place in a professional setting designed for celebration, not mourning. The debate raged across social media platforms, with think pieces and opinion columns appearing in major publications, analyzing every aspect of the speech, the award show's decision to give Yu Menglong a posthumous honor, and the broader question of how the entertainment industry should handle the deaths of its members. But beneath the surface debates about appropriateness and protocol lay far more troubling questions that fans and media outlets alike began investigating with increasing intensity. What exactly had happened to Yu Menglong in September? The official announcements about his death had been vague, citing undisclosed health complications without providing specific details. In Chinese entertainment culture, where privacy is often fiercely protected and negative news is carefully managed, such vagueness is not unusual. However, in the age of social media and instant information sharing, vague official statements only fuel speculation and conspiracy theories. Fans began compiling timelines of Yu Menglong's final public appearances, analyzing his social media posts for hidden meanings or signs of distress, and sharing theories about what might have really happened.